Hello and welcome to another video where I recommend good scholarly resources and commentaries for responsible Bible students, particularly those that would interest those of the biblical Unitarian persuasion. My name is Dustin Smith and thanks for watching this video. So today we're going to be looking specifically at the Gospel of Matthew. I know last time I did some stuff out of the Hebrew Bible, out of the Old Testament, but I thought it's good to just kind of alternate just to make sure that I'm keeping everybody happy. You got to make sure that you scratch everyone's back. So today we're going to be specifically looking at commentaries and resources on the Gospel of Matthew. So I've discussed this before, and I think that it's a good reminder that if you are looking for a commentary set that is good overall for all the books of the Bible, and they actually also include the intertestamental books, I would encourage these right here, which is the New Interpreter's Bible Commentary, and helpfully for us, one of our recommended commentaries of the Gospel of Matthew comes out of this set. So here, in this particular ordering, we have Volume 8. Make sure I'm pointing at it. Volume 8, okay? And it's going to have Matthew and Mark in it, and the commentary there from Eugene Boring, who is a good scholar, on the Gospel of Matthew is very good, and it is recommended. It's not super technical, but you, as a biblical Unitarian, might be surprised at how he interprets some of those controversial passages in favor of our particular view. So I also want to give a shout out to this particular book by Raymond Brown. Raymond Brown is one of the most, probably the most famous Catholic scholar of the 20th century, and he wrote a book on the birth of the Messiah. He also wrote a book on the death of the Messiah. Birth of the Messiah is a commentary on the birth narrative, so it's going to be a commentary on the initial chapters of Matthew and the initial chapters of Luke. And in the initial chapters of Matthew, he is quite explicit. And it's funny because he's a Catholic scholar, but he will say, look, Matthew did not believe in any sort of preexistence. This is not about a divine God becoming human. He has some very strong anti-Trinitarian, anti-capital I incarnation quotes. So I would encourage that. And again, it's very interesting to see that the most famous Catholic scholar of the 20th century is making those sort of claims. That demonstrates that it is possible for scholars to be honest about the text, even if it goes against their own tradition. So I would encourage those for the Gospel of Matthew. So let's specifically look at what I have for Matthew. So my Matthew stack starts there, let's see, they're at the top, right over here, and it goes all the way to, looks like right about here. Okay, so in no particular order, I'll just kind of start over from the left. Okay, so Word Biblical Commentary by Hagner, I think is good. I think I would probably put that in, I'm just going to look here and make sure I can say this correctly. Yeah, I'd probably put that in my top 3. It's not my number 1, but it's very, very good on Jesus' teaching, on the parables. It's very, very good on the kingdom of God, and I think that it's a pretty well-balanced view of Matthew as a whole. You're not going to find a whole lot of Trinitarian language in that particular commentary. So I think a lot of people that are familiar with the Word Biblical Commentary would say that that edition by Hagner is pretty good. Okay, so moving along. Okay, so the one here by Ben Witherington, not very good Christologically, but I would say it's good on the kingdom of God and good on the parables. And so you could just kind of, take it like you're eating a T-bone steak, eat off the good pieces of meat, but throw away the bone. And of course, with any sort of scholarly resource, you want to read them critically. Okay, I think John Nolan's contribution in the New International Greek Testament Commentary is good. He has some anti-Trinitarian things to say about certain passages in the Gospel of Matthew, and so I think you would enjoy that. Okay, special shout out to the 2 volumes on Matthew in N.T. Wright's Matthew for Everybody. I would say that even though they're very small, N.T. Wright is actually very good on the parables. Surprisingly, I've actually gotten more out of those little commentaries than I've gotten out of some of the bigger commentaries. So if you're looking for something that is good and preachable on the parables, N.T. Wright is surprisingly strong on that. Okay, now probably I would say my biggest recommendation, if I could be stranded on an island and I can only have one Matthew commentary with me, I would definitely take, I know it said one, but it's really 3 volumes from the International Critical Commentary by Davies and Allison. Very, very, very good, and they definitely has some non-Trinitarian things to say. Very good on the Sermon on the Mount. Probably the most critical commentary that you can get on the Gospel of Matthew. Highly, highly recommended. That's a must-have. And of course, if you're going to get those, make sure that you get them paperback and not hardcover. You're going to be paying a lot more money. So 3 volumes, International Critical Commentary by Davies and Allison. Those are 2 scholars there, okay? On the practical side, we've talked about the interpretation series here, and this one I think is good. Specifically, if you're just looking for helpful hints on how to preach the text, I would use that particular commentary for that. I wouldn't put it in my top 3. I probably wouldn't even put it in my top 5, but if you're just looking for help on preaching, that particular series is good, and that gospel, or that addition into the Gospels, is also pretty good. So that's what I would have to say on the Gospel of Matthew. Again, I would probably encourage the International Critical Commentary. I would encourage the Word Biblical Commentary. I would encourage the New International Greek Testament Commentary. And as I've talked about before, boom, right over there, the New Interpreter's Bible Commentary on the Gospel of Matthew. So hopefully this has encouraged you and helped you in understanding what are some good commentaries to pick up for the Gospel of Matthew if you are doing serious Bible study from a biblical Unitarian perspective. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos that I do where I recommend commentaries. And if there are some that I left out that you think are really good, be sure to let me know in the comments section so I can check them out for myself. Or maybe I just have used them before and I just don't think that they're very good. So let's just have some interchange and dialogue on that. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.